We welcome you to the Friday edition of Out the Box. It is Westerfield Tolbert, A Mind of Valor. Check me out on my platforms. I'm on all major social networks under West Tolbert, at West Tolbert, or at A Mind of Valor.
I am Don Julio here again. I guess my co-host wasn't going to introduce me, so fuck this nigga. No, I'm just playing. Never fuck this nigga.
Is that how you
You know what
really
I'm
feel
saying? Yes.
on the Friday edition?
You'll catch HIV fucking with this nigga. No, I'm just playing.
You gotta take. Oh hell no!
I'm
That's
just
crazy.
teasing, man. You know you African.
People are sensitive. I'm sensitive, and those stigmas against Africans are so. It's not true. You're acting in you acting like the oppressor right now.
Oh my goodness. You know what?
I mean-
I am going to act like I didn't hear you say that. Never. I'm not the oppressor.
It's the Friday edition. April 25th, 2025. Shout out to Tutu, Choo Choo, Shooter Baker, Young Dude, Young Prince turns 9 today.
Facts. Shouts out. Thank you.
Big Chooch. My boy, love you. I'll see you in a couple hours. We're in the studio. Came to bring this to you first, so the rest of the day is dedicated to him and the family. I'm glad we've been having the opportunity to take over the airwaves, or the airwaves that we are creating for ourselves as we manifest this dream of adding to the intellectual discourse taking place around this time and this zeitgeist, this particular instance in history, trying to capture and catalog our piece of it and bring you authentic content from two young black men who just happen to be broadcasting in Louisville, Kentucky.
50 Deuce representative. That's what they call us. And I think that it's really important to also point out, brother, how lovely today is and how much of a need for our voices, people like ourselves, to actually be able to be heard, to be able to be, what's the word I'm looking for?
Sin Saubona.
I like it. I like it. I like it. To be heard, seen, and felt. You know what I'm saying, from the realism and So, with that being said, starting today's show off right. Let's start today. Show off right. Last of the week, we have man, what's the topic, man? What are we getting into today, man? We freestyling it? Yeah, we're just doing a freestyle today. No really topic. We're just freestyling today, just talking our shit, doing our thing. So it's been a rainy one, you know what I'm saying? Coming out of Louisville, Kentucky, it's been raining, well needed. You know what I'm saying? I know I just cut my grass, so I always like to get my grass
well needed. We just got over the floods. We don't need any more rain for a while, even though I do appreciate a rainy day. I'm just saying.
Good sleeping weather. I always like to sleep when it rains. I always like to keep me when it's raining.
The rain reminds me of cleansing. It reminds me of rebirth, nourishment, taking care of oneself. Tea always tastes better on a rainy day. And sometimes going for a walk on a rainy day. Most people try to run from the rain, but just throw your rain boots on and your raincoat. Go for a walk on a rainy day. Get lost in the rain one time. Get lost in the rain, walking in the forest. Even better. Oh my goodness. It's like nothing else.
Yeah, I'd have to say, just sitting out on my porch when it's raining, and it's like, it's great. It's one of those situations where I can literally see where it's almost like cleansing. It's almost like healing, almost. I don't know. They say when it rains, specifically, I don't know if it's, I think it's neutrons. It's either protons or neutrons get trapped in the rain when the rain or something like that. It's ions or protons, neutrons, ions, some type of
Grounding in the rain. Oh my goodness.
yes.
It's one of my favorite. Pull my shoes off.
Basically, you see, that's what I just did. Like I took my shoes off while it was raining. I had my shoes off, letting that rain just have my grounding, man. And I want to give like a kind of like a clinical testimony, cause like I was having like back pain, but like when I ground or like I take my shoes off and I actually ground to the ground, my my lower back pain goes away. I even like when I work out at the gym, I find myself like when I take off my shoes and I squat, you know, I get a better like range of motion. It just feels better. It just feels like more natural. Like it's like
Well, shoes are restricting.
my balance and everything. Like when I like the more I've been like not wearing shoes, and I've been looking at actually like getting a pair of these like shoe socks like that this guy has, but they're like really good, like
Like those
Kevlar.
rubber sole two toe sock booties.
No, no, these don't have rubber soles. So these are actually like a a carbon like mesh material that's like breathable, but that like actually conducts and like pulls electricity out of the ground. It's amazing, like because you know the guy was like, yeah, man, like I was watching this video and our feet, man, are like narrowed and not even spread out. And when you look at the way that we walk and the way our bottom anatomy is, we're actually, it's almost like, think if you could never open up your hands like this. Your whole entire life, somebody put mittens on your hand, your whole entire life, you used your hands like this. That's literally what we've been doing with our hand, our feet all our life. We shove them in these shoes and we walk them, and we were never supposed to be designed like that, right? So now I'm looking at my feet and I'm like, because I have like really narrow feet, but I have arches. I have like real big. I have like massive.
See, I'm
arches.
more flat footed, so like certain shoes are just
Fallen
uncomfortable.
arches. And that's what they say about some people. And I don't know if I have fallen arches, but like you know, like the arch of your foot, the arc of your foot gives you like a super duper bounce. You know, gives you like a real crazy bounce. I know me, man. Me just getting back my foot strength by not wearing shoes because my feet are tender as I ain't gonna lie. Like these bad boys are tender, and it comes from not utilizing walking barefooted, walking and actually using my feet like they're supposed to be used. Like when you walk without shoes, your toes naturally can spread. Your toes naturally spread when they walk. Like they're not gonna stay together. They're gonna spread. In a shoe, they have to stay together like this. And you're not even using the arc. You're not using any of that. You lose. You only use like I think 25-30% I think of your foot in a shoe. When you're walking barefoot, you're using. So the more and more I've been walking around barefooted, it's a testament to how my posture in my lower back strengthen my legs, everything. Like I guarantee you, I probably will grow an inch just by strengthening up those ankle muscles and those foot muscles and getting those muscles stronger. I'll probably just gain an inch just in my posture, just from just standing and posturing myself the right way.
You know what else will gain you an inch? Hanging.
Yeah.
And just practicing your grip strength.
Yeah.
Just see how long you can hang. If you got a good ledge somewhere, see how long you can hang. You got good grip strength, you can save yourself in a terrifying situation.
Yes, which is very key critical. Also, hanging upside down. Hanging upside down will help you. Will help you with your And Delbert Blair, he said that you should hang upside or turn yourself upside down specifically from a blood genetic standpoint, like not blood genetic, but from a blood
You mean like hanging from your ankles?
dispute. Yeah, you should turn upside down, and not even just hanging from your ankles, but just turn yourself upside down, specifically with the understanding of you. Like think about it, like all of your blood settles because we're standing and we're sitting, but when you turn yourself upside down, it's almost like shaking up that mixer. So all of that, those good ingredients and all that stuff at the bottom, you want to get that running back through your body again. You see what I'm saying? Which is why you turn upside down and you kind of, and it also helps regulate. You know, it's like a balance thing. You know, turning upside down and just getting on the ground. Just we don't do that stuff no more because you get older and you drive and you go to work and things become mundane. But when I was a child, I moved around a whole lot more. Like I was outside, I was playing, I was moving, I was up and down, running, jumping, and you know, I like to be able to get back to that. Being at the age that I am right now, like it feels good to be in the gym and I'm jumping and running with and sprinting and can play with like a child. It feels good.
Shout out to Maxwell Mitchell. He has that YouTube an Instagram page called Flipping the Scene, where he does handstands, encourages people to do handstands to work on their balance.
He's amazing.
I was just thinking, every now and again, I'll get into a bout of just doing handstands. If I find myself in the field, I might just start doing handstands, or at least practicing. But when I'm at home and I'll get up against a wall and kind of walk, you walk your way up the wall, and so you're just almost parallel with the wall. I'll do that for every now and again, and just try to do push-ups at that angle, but just hang, everything. Just trying different things out. It's important to be physical at any age. It's important to just keep your body active, keep your blood flowing. Good for your mind, for clarity, for reducing stress, for respiration. The list goes on. I think that a lot of people get idle, and then it's hard to get out of an idle rut. If you don't got people around you who are active, if you aren't attempting to influence yourself with people who are active, you can really get in a rut. And then, gym culture doesn't affect you. You might start to envy those people who are, courageously trying to put themselves out there and work hard, and who are determined to be healthy. I'm not going to say it's not for everyone, because I think being healthy is for everyone. We just all have to find our way in. It's not everyone's journey to be a gym rat. Some people prefer hiking, biking, swimming, dancing. I don't know. Badminton, tennis, competitive bowling, whatever it is. Just be active. It's good for community also. Health is definitely tied to good community.
I'd agree. 200%.
So on this Friday edition, I guess what we're bringing to you is always a sense of what it means to be in community, what it means for masculinity to show up in community, what it means to be recognized as courageous and people that our community would be proud of, our families, our children, and what we show up representing in the world is a reflection of our disciplines, is a reflection of our habits, what we take in on a daily basis, what we read, what we study, the interactions that we have. It all comes through our filter and our paradigm, and it gets fed back to you. So when we give you information, you're getting years of experience. What you're getting is lessons that went our way, didn't go our way, but were always, in the end, a valuable lesson. The opportunities that we've taken, and the privileges that we've taken for granted. All in all, there are lessons learned, but I hope that in time, the discipline of coming to an audience with live content will produce a transparency that can be transformative. Because along the way, something that we say, that we've experienced, will change somebody, because they'll hear it in such a way, or at least I hope they hear it in such a way that it triggers something in them to go and make a change, or at least attempt something different in their lives if it is what they need at that time. We are all out here trying to reach people. We are as much looking to be reached as we are reaching for people. And that is what community is. It's striving to be in fellowship with other people where you can learn and grow and find the self of selflessness and safety, psychological safety, physical safety. Don?
I think that psychological safety being number one, being the number one thing that a lot of our, personal friends, family members, and loved ones in our community needs. If you're going to have community, then you have to be able to talk about the sanctity of that community. And psychological being the first one, physical being the second in my category and understanding, because you ever heard that saying, if you control the head, you control the body. So if we don't like something, how do we change it? And I think that, for me, it's like I want to do something about something, so I had to learn how to kind of get it out the mud and do it for myself and what that actually looks like. And it's a lot of successful people that are, successful because they did things their way. Like if you want to be successful, the real way to be successful is you got to do things your way. Honestly, you have to do things that actually work. It takes sacrifice. It takes long hours. It takes, and sometimes not all the time is it going to be long hours, but sometimes it's going to take long hours. And are you willing to put that in? Like, are you willing to work 10 to 14 hours to make the money that you need to be able to grow your business? Are you going to make those sacrifices to go without in luxury areas? Like, you might have to get on the bus and go without having a vehicle just to be able to put yourself in a position to be able to have a financial situation where you can get your business off of the ground. Are you going to be able to make those sacrifices to be a business owner? Are you going to say, you know what, I'm eating, noodles and I'm on a butt, like, I'm not eating now. I'm not going out partying bullshit. Like, I'm really focusing on getting to this bag. You know what I'm saying? And what does that look like for each individual person, whatever that looks like? I'm not saying that that's the process that each individual person has to take, but though if you're not ready to make some of those similar, sacrifices in the example I just gave, then you're not ready to be a business owner. You're not ready. You don't want it bad enough, and other sharks is gonna smell it. Other people gonna see that. Like I refuse. Like I refuse to be mediocre. And it just happened to, me. It's not for everybody, but I know for me, I've worked and built up multi-million-dollar corporations, but I've never did nothing for myself. So I had to start really thinking about it. I had to be like, you know what?
May I interject? The essence of community is everyone striving to do that same thing. They're all trying to work at their best to pay tribute to first honor their gifts, right? Honor their talents, walk in their anointing, whatever that is, whatever that means for them. And just by them, these individuals, us, you and I, by pursuing that gift, we are contributing our best to society.
Yeah.
Complex though it may be, it is a global network. SCGN. You understand? So when we are in tune with what is best for ourselves, we can then be in tune with what is best for community. And it's on so many levels. Because how we feed community affects how community interacts, the health of the community, how we garden together, how we garden in community, how we share resources and tools and childcare and education. All these things play into the bigger vision. But none of that gets achieved unless you and I are working at our maximum. And that right there is the most masculine thing that we can be doing for community.
Master Jack, I have to disagree. I think that, you know what I'm saying, it really comes down to, you know, niggas got to know their role. My personal opinion is just too many chiefs and not enough Indians. You ever heard that saying? Like it be a motherfucker who will jump up and be like, oh shit, the motor's broke on that motherfucker? Shit, I know what, we can fix that motherfucker. Mm-hmm. But this nigga's a janitor. Ain't never worked on a fucking car in a day in his life. And I'm like, but we can fix it though. See, and what I'm talking about is like, you gotta know your position and you gotta know your role. If you a janitor, be the fucking janitor, bro.
See,
be the boss, be the fucking boss. Like, but people don't want to play their positions. And my thing is like, okay, you don't have to stay being the janitor, right? But you gotta do the work to not be the janitor. And then you gotta make sure that if you are the janitor, before you leave, there better be somebody in that janitor position ready to take that position from you. But we don't think like that. Like, how are you supposed to advance if you're not taking care of the simplistic relationships that you already possess with yourself?
Part of that is understanding that even the janitor has something. If we are all cleaning up after ourselves the way we need to be.
Nah, I don't clean up after that's the janitor's job. I'm not gonna do the janitor's job.
That right there.
That's the janitor's job.
That right there lies the issue because you make the janitor the lesser job.
When you walk into McDonald's,
you minimize the janitor's humanity against whatever you think you're doing.
Even at UPS, even at your job right now, you don't walk into there and change no goddamn garbage cans because you're the supervisor. They have a cleaning crew that comes around and does that stuff. Your job is to supervise people and make sure that freight, those logistics and those boxes are moving down that line and people are doing what they're supposed to be doing. You have a whole entire job set, your skill set you're supposed to be doing. So guess what? UPS don't pay you to fucking go around there and do the janitor's job if you want to and see what happens to your ass. You won't have your job for long, is what I'm saying. So the point I'm making is that everybody has a position to play.
Yes.
Even on the court. Why the fuck is Muggsy Bogues trying to play the center position? Why is Shaq trying to be the point guard? Why is Kobe trying to? You get what I'm saying? You're out of position, bro.
You're not.
So if you
may be out of position, but you're not out of community. You're no different.
No.
It's no different.
Why do you think there is no community? Because nobody
you're placing
knows
a hierarchy on community.
No,
and I'm saying
people don't understand their position in community. You got young niggas trying to tell old niggas what to do. You got little bitches that are trying to tell Big Mama what the fuck it's gonna be. You got the blind leading the blind. You got babies raising babies. Come on, man. We fucked up out here. We don't know nothing about our position and our title. For instance, I shouldn't have been stroking no cat at 25 years old. I hadn't had no position and title and built no responsibility for myself, went through no rites of passage to even have and own the responsibility. But guess what I was doing? Thinking I was grown out here stroking cat and got some girl named Nikita Batts pregnant and boom.
There you have it.
Out of position, got me toe up.
But how far after that position did you learn the lesson to not repeat it?
I still ain't learned the lesson. And I'm going to tell you why. Because let me take that back. I have learned the lesson. Let me rephrase that. I learned the lesson at about 32 years old. No, 37 years old. I had my last daughter. I had my last child, which was my daughter, my 5 year old, and yeah, that's when I really kind of clicked in my mind, and I was like, you know what, I can't just keep on just having babies that I can't afford to take care of, bruh. Another one, DJ Khaled voice, another one. Like I had to really open up my eyes and say, yeah, like responsible. What I'm doing is the ain't making no sense. Like it finally clicked in after you know what I'm saying. You know that responsibility fully hits you, and like you're like, oh, your livelihood is based off of me. You know you being raised and you being nobody taught you, nobody teaches you that part. So yeah, you know how it goes, bro. Like I got 5 children, man, and like taking care of children is one of the greatest responsibilities I've ever been able to take on in life. But I will say this. It is not for the faint of heart.
No, it is not for the faint of heart. And I think that a lot of people step into it taking it for granted. And I know every young parent who does not have any experience with young children or who have never seen a woman go through the stages of childbirth or a man go through those stages don't really grasp what it means to have a child. People change, they grow, they physically transmutate. You know what I'm saying? It's different levels of love and energy that's coming through. Mm-hmm. Even if the child is not playing.
Oh man, well that's the worst. That's kind of the worst. Is like if the child isn't planned, then that's what kind of makes it even harder. They kind of conceptualize the upbringing in a proper community setting. For instance, like you're out of position if you're not married. You're not supposed to be bringing life into the planet, and you're not married. Like we've moved so far away from what's right to like actually be like, oh no, you need to get married before you have children. Well, I don't have to do that because I'm this and blah blah blah, and I my pronouns are him, he, her, she, boo boo, and it's like not trying to blame anybody, but like when do you actually say this is right and then this is wrong? What's the difference? Oh, there is no difference. They're the same. Okay, they're the same. But is there a difference in the degree? No, there's no difference in degree. So what's the difference between hot and cold then? Up and down. It's like a brain fart. Like, oh, wait a minute. Like, you have to really start asking these questions because at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong, and we have to be able to put a name, a title on these things so we can make conscious decisions on how to have community, how to be a family. You're right. Like you can't be telling your father what to do. Your dad needs to be telling you what to do. Why would you have more money and resources than your father? And I'm not saying that you can't go out and strive to do good for yourself and make great money and then actually become richer than your father, more wealthier than your father because of your deeds and things that you've accomplished for yourself. That's not what I'm saying at all. Why would you want to, be your father before your father?
That makes sense. Stepping into those shoes before your time, before the weight of that position and title is yours to bear, before you have the spiritual inheritance, before you have. I understand.
Yeah. I mean, that is so important, and that rites of passage that we lost as men and women in our community, and that was taken from us through Christianity, by the way. They took that away from us and told us that it was pagan and Saracen to practice these religions that found us and create us and make us a community. Like, for instance, we in our community, you don't even get no and this may be a little vulgar, so excuse my language, TMI. You don't get no coochie in our community if you're a man until you're 35 years old. A woman, you don't get no dick till you 30 years old. Let us catch you. We will publicly pull you out and have you jailed. If you just found out that you're having sex before 30 years old and you're a woman, you go to jail. If you're a man and you're having sex before you're 35, you're going to jail.
What culture is that?
Dogon. The Dogon tribe, they have to go through rites of passage. You don't even get a chance to go through rites of passage till you're 20, I think about 28, 30 years old. And then even after you go through rites of passage, you have to become an upstanding member in the society after you go through rites of passage. Before you can even go and apply to even have a wife, you have to apply to have a wife. You don't just get and then people have to look at you and look at your standards and match you up with somebody who's going to be compatible for you. You don't it's structured. People don't play that. Like, people, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this the right way. It don't even make no sense what you're trying to do. It's like, I'm a multi-billionaire. I own swells of land, right? Why would I want my daughter to be coupled with a guy whose family is, public school system? Let's start there. I sent my daughter to finishing school. My daughter can run a whole entire country. I spent $175,000 on my daughter to go to college for 4 years. I don't want her around no 20,000 fucking college, what you call them, community college ass niggas. Am I wrong? Because what do you think I want for my grandbabies? See, if we're all honest, if you live around a group of people who get money like this, we got wealth, and in our community, most people in our community has this access to this, so why would we go down? It's a whole nother set of problems that go with those set of people that live over there than these people over here. And that's just the truth. We call it racism when it's better known as classism. Honestly, it should be called classism, because, yeah, man, and it's crazy, but it took me to start getting money for me to really see it. It took me to get older. I ain't gonna lie, I was a young nigga. I ain't have no money. I was poor, broke, man. So I was raised against the machine. Fuck these niggas, blah blah blah, right? But then you get older, and then you have children, and then you start wanting things for yourself. And when you own a home and you own your car, you own your business, and you have things going for yourself, you start looking at things differently, You start looking at things, differently. The stream stopped.
We'll catch up with you next week or tomorrow.
It's already messed up. You can stop it.
Bye.